What's up, Met fans? Welcome back to Talking Mets and Rob. How is everybody doing? Before I get started talking about MLB investigating the Mets and the Yankees because of collusion with regards to Aaron Judge, don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. All right, guys. So all this collusion stuff that has been going around the news the last couple of days is all because what Andy Martino wrote of SNY regarding with his sources that he's heard from internal Mets people that Steve Cohen is not going to go after Aaron Judge because of the fact of a gentleman's agreement with Hal Steinbrenner that he will not go after Aaron Judge to jack up the price for Hal Steinbrenner and the Yankees. That's a huge problem when it comes to the MLB Players Association because of the fact a couple of years ago, if everybody remembers, a lot of the owners basically colluded together to not give big contracts to players over 30. And of course, all those players that weren't signed late into the offseason started their own spring training to work out. And MLBPA got a very annoyed about the fact that they weren't signing these players and saying that these teams were colluding so they didn't have to pay big bucks to over the age of 30 players. And that was a big thing a couple of years ago. Well, this is very similar to what's going on with Aaron Judge right now. The only difference is it's two teams and two teams in the same town. And let's be honest, guys, the Mets could use another outfielder. Since Brandon Nimmo is a free agent, Aaron Judge seems like a perfect choice to add into that Mets outfield. But guess what? According to Andy Martino and his source, the Yankees and the Mets, Hal and Steve, had a gentleman's agreement that Steve Cohen would not go after Aaron Judge. Now, how does that become a problem with Major League Baseball? Well, think of it this way. With the MLBPA, they always want contracts to get higher and higher. We all know Judge will probably be the MVP today, and it makes sense that he would get a ton of money with a lot of years, and if more teams are involved, that means more of an opportunity for the contract offers to get higher and higher based on competition for Aaron Judge. Well, if we only know about the Giants and the Yankees going after each other, the richest owner in baseball is not going to take part in an outfielder that the Mets could use in their lineup and in their outfield. So it only makes sense for Steve Cohen to do what he can money-wise to go get Aaron Judge. Well, if Steve Cohen told Hal, hey, don't worry about us, just worry about the Giants, well, now Hal Steinbrenner has less to worry about and doesn't have to worry about Steve Cohen coming in with a ridiculous offer for Aaron Judge, and Hal only has to worry about the San Francisco Giants. That's a huge problem, not just in baseball, but when it comes to a fan of baseball. If you know your team can spend money on any free agent, and one of the best free agents on the market in Aaron Judge and potential MVP, which he should be, the Mets should be all over Aaron Judge. Not saying that they would win the battle to get Aaron Judge to Queens, but the whole point is, why would you get involved in a situation where Steve Cohen and Hal say, listen, I'm not going to touch Aaron Judge. Do what you got to do. Well, here's the problem. If the New York Mets need an outfielder, wouldn't they want to go after Aaron Judge? It only makes sense. But because it is gentleman's agreement, it's going to cause a stir. It looks like it's colluding with owners, and it can piss off the MLBPA. It's going to piss off Aaron Judge and his agent. And that makes a huge problem for Rob Manfred and Major League Baseball. They do not want this. They want to have competition for players to get signed. It's a huge problem for the New York Mets, and especially as Steve Cohen as the new owner. And we all remember Hal Steinbrenner was one of the biggest advocates for getting Steve Cohen into Major League Baseball to own the New York Mets. He talked about it when the process was going about new owners for the Mets. Hal Steinbrenner was a huge advocate because he knew Steve Cohen was going to put the biggest offer for the Mets. And that helps all owners throughout baseball who might want to sell at some point, getting the biggest offer for the team could help out other teams as well. And that's why Hal Steinbrenner guided Steve Cohen and helped him get the votes in ownership for the New York Mets. So what do you think Steve Cohen's going to do? Is he going to be a jerk and not be a part of the boys club when it comes to the owners and be one of those guys that is an outsider and not be a part of the small, basically, union of owners? Of course he's going to try to make good with some of the owners, not all of them, because not all of them want him as an owner. But at the same time, when you got cross-town rivals in the Mets and the Yankees, and there's enough times where the Yankees took Mets players, won championships, pitched no hitters, pitched perfect game, all that stuff that we can just go on and on about the history. Met fans would love Aaron Judge to come to the Mets. Not only would it piss off the Yankees fans, but it would also take a franchise player away from the Yankees. But it's not even about that. The whole fact is, if the Mets didn't need an outfielder, I could say, okay, it's not really colluded. But it's very clear, ladies and gentlemen, that Steve Cohen and Hal Steinbrenner, if it was at the owners' meeting or a few months ago during the season, they did have a gentleman's agreement that Steve Cohen would not go after Aaron Judge. And that helps Hal Steinbrenner and the Yankees not worry about the richest owner in baseball coming with a stupid contract for Aaron Judge. And guess what? Now, this helps the Yankees, might hurt Aaron Judge, not necessarily in contract-wise, because he's going to get a ton of money. But you know what? It's a lot better for that player and other players to have the Mets, the Yankees, and another big-time spending team involved in one player, because it jacks up the price. That's the problem with this whole collusion investigation, and MLB might not find enough evidence to penalize the Yankees or the Mets, whatever they would do. Take a draft pick away, fine them heavily. We don't know yet. The investigation has getting started about this, but it all came down to Andy Martino's first report on SNY.TV stating that the Mets and the Yankees, according to Mets people and his sources, they talked about not getting involved in Aaron Judge, and that was with Steve Cohen and Hal Steinbrenner. What do you guys think? Do you think it's collusion? Do you think it's the right thing for Steve Cohen to do? Steve Cohen says he wants to win in 3 to 5 years. He wants to have a consistent winner. Why wouldn't the Mets go after the best free agent on the market in Aaron Judge? Well, if that gentleman's agreement is true, well, guess what, guys? It is collusion. As a Mets fan, it pisses me off because at the fact that the Mets, who can buy anybody on the free agent market, wouldn't go after the best player on the market. The Mets need an outfielder, and Aaron Judge would be the smart choice to go get him. But guess what? If Steve Cohen did have that gentleman's agreement with Hal Steinbrenner, it is collusion, and MLB is probably going to go and find some type of evidence during this investigation and might penalize both the Mets and the Yankees. And I can assure you, Mets fans will not be happy about this. Yankee fans are probably don't really care either way, because it's actually benefiting the Yankees if the Mets don't get involved in the Aaron Judge sweepstakes. But Mets fans will be pissed off, especially the ones that really want Aaron Judge, not just to stick it to the Yankees, but make this team better. Once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button if you enjoy my content. Want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos, and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think? Are you pissed off as a Mets fan that Steve Cohen won't go after the best free agent on the market, especially an outfielder, which the Mets need? Or you don't care either way? But Yankee fans, I also want to hear your opinion as well. Let me know in the comments, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching, and as always, Mets fans, let's go Mets.